What y'all know about Nelson Mandela? I mean, really know about him. I mean, you're looking at Nelson Mandela, you're thinking about, okay, apartheid, he was locked up 27 years of his life for fighting for rights in South Africa and telling people how to be strong enough to carry himself and fight for what they believe in, no matter how great the powers may be. And he started a revolution, and he was charged with treason. We know he was locked away 27 years. But did you know about Nelson Mandela, the boxer? He loved boxing. He was an amateur boxer and probably would have been boxing if it hadn't the forces that be end up pulling him into the struggle and the battle in South Africa. But in his own words, he said boxing is what's the name? A galactarian. Like, it doesn't matter about age, race, color, wealth. When you're in the ring with your opponent and you're circling your opponent, you don't care about what color he is or any of his social status. You know, and it seems like everybody dies right before their autobiography rather, comes out about them. The Long Walk to Freedom. You know, and that's the one that they're making the movie off of, based off his book, Long Walk to Freedom. And now will definitely be a bestseller. And with the movie coming out, it's like people, the same thing with Ray Charles. You know, they know about it and he ended up passing before the movie, you know, completes itself. But I guess his work was done, you know. He got out of jail at 72, died at 95. I mean, he's lived a life that most people don't get a chance to live, even though he's been locked up for 20-some years of his life. But back to him being a boxer, he also believed that sports in general could change the world. It had the power to change the world, which is true. I've always stated that, because more was achieved globally by sports than any other action meeting they ever had in this world. Political figures got together at sporting events to discuss politics and everything else. Sports was used to bridge a conglomerate of friendship and, you know, pageantry, the Olympics, you know, things like that. We've never been into China before until Worldwide of Sports was allowed to go there when they had the match against China. They granted us access. For the first time, America was allowed to come in there and film. A lot of doors and stuff were broken because of sports. But as far as his amateur career, like Mandela, and then he also trained his son. I forgot his name, but his son then was 10 years old. He was training him how to box. But over there, the conditions of boxing was totally not the same. You know, you got concrete floors with cracks in them. You know, there's only one heavy bag. Everybody's got you got 6, 7 guys hitting the big heavy bag. You don't have the proper trunks. You don't have gloves. You don't have a lot of the things that a normal fighter would have in his training regimen. So when you knock an opponent down, you know, he can hurt himself really bad. There's no skipping ropes. They didn't even have mouth guards. So guys had to use the orange peels. Like, seriously, put them in their mouth. They loved the sport and they just wanted to keep doing it. And a lot of them were boxing without shoes. I don't even know how they could do that. But the gym eventually split, and Mandela still was forced into, you know, not training. His son died while he was in jail. and they wouldn't even let him go to the funeral. He didn't learn about it till like 3 days later, and he couldn't. He don't even know the details of what happened. No one told him anything. He just knew his son died in a car accident, and that was it, man. It was rough conditions, but still, like when he came out, he didn't have any bitterness at anybody. He just really wanted to basically just show people, like, okay, life isn't over. I'm out, and I'm finna enjoy it. I'm finna do work. And he started bridging relationships and trying to fix things since he's been out. And he comes right out, and like in '98, what he's telling, what is his message? He's like, I like my friend Evander Holyfield to know today I feel like the heavyweight boxing champion of the world. I mean, the guy loved boxing so much. He loved the Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis. Like they had the match in South Africa. He was trying to get Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather to fight over in South Africa. You know, the man loved the sport. Oh, wow. Somebody else just tell me, man, can you believe it? Nelson Mandela passed away. So, let's move on. That just knocked off my train of thought. But in South Africa, the most popular fighter they had, well, the champion back then, was Jerry, what's his name, Molai, who became the light heavyweight champion. And then they had what, Eric Nasili, who was the national bantamweight champion, and Freddie Najidi, who was the flyweight champion. So they had a bantamweight, flyweight champion, and then we also know what Azuma Nelson did. So I mean, it's a lot of boxing tradition and history over there, and he was a part of it. Just makes it even more special. And rest in peace. And I'm out. I gotta answer this message back. So I'm gone. And I forgot what I was gonna do. It was something I had to do. I'll tell y'all later.